Chapter 1, expanded by approximately 300 words. Maintaining your masculine, direct, grounded tone without headings. Listen up. No woman will ever truly fall in love with you if you're always there, always texting, always waiting for her next move, thinking. You're proving your worth by constant presence. You think you're showing care, proving loyalty, being different from other men, but in reality, you're making yourself predictable, accessible, and easy to replace. Love doesn't grow in comfort. It doesn't grow when she knows exactly where you are, what you're doing, and how quickly you will respond. It grows in the shadows of uncertainty. In the quiet moments when she checks her phone and you haven't replied, in the spaces when she wonders if you're thinking about her or if you've moved on. She needs that uncertainty to value your attention, to feel a spike of adrenaline when your name pops up. Most men can't handle this tension because it requires patience and discipline. They fold the second they feel her pull back, thinking if they just show her more love, she'll choose them. But you need to understand that a woman's desire isn't a switch you flip with constant reassurance. It's a flame that needs oxygen to burn, and that oxygen is space. If you don't give her a chance to miss you, to crave you, to wonder about you, she will never feel the deep emotional connection that creates loyalty. Hypergamy is real, and it's not evil. It's her biological drive to seek the best possible option. She's wired to desire a man who values himself so deeply that he is willing to walk away. The man who is busy with his mission, his goals, and his purpose becomes the man who occupies her mind because she knows she has to compete for his attention. You aren't playing games when you give her space. You're aligning yourself with your path, your value, your priorities. When you are always available, there is no contrast. No polarity, no reason for her to prioritize you above the sea of men waiting to give her validation for free. But when you are scarce, when your attention is a privilege, she will start to wonder, to chase, to adjust her behavior to align with you, because now you've created the environment where she has something to lose. Women fall in love with the man whose presence they feel and whose absence they fear. You want to be that man. Let her feel your absence so she can learn to appreciate your presence. Let her silence work for you while you continue building yourself, because a man who values himself first becomes the man she values above all others. Asterisk. Most men can't grasp the power of silence because they are terrified of losing the connection. They just started to build. So the moment they sense distance, they rush to fill it with words, validation, or desperate attempts to keep her attention. They think that by reminding her they are still there, she will remember to love them. What they don't realize is that their words lose value when they're constantly available. She begins to expect them, to take them for granted, and to stop feeling the emotional spike that comes from wondering. Silence is not emptiness. It is a tool that forces her to confront her feelings in your absence. It's in the quiet when she checks her phone and sees no message that she starts to think about you. It's in the moments she wonders why you haven't reached out that she starts to replay your last conversation, remembering how you looked at her, how you made her feel safe, how your energy was different from every other man. When you were with her, you must give her your full, grounded, masculine presence. You aren't checking your phone or seeking her validation. You aren't dumping your insecurities onto her or asking if she still wants you. You're giving her the strength of your attention, your eye contact, your calm, and your stillness. You are fully there, and she feels it deeply. But when you leave, you let her sit with that feeling without rushing back to remind her that you're still interested. You let your presence echo in your absence. She will start to compare you with every other man in her phone. Every man who sends good morning texts, who double texts when she doesn't respond, who tries too hard to prove himself. And in that silence, she feels your power. She feels your restraint. She feels the tension that makes her wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and why you're not chasing her. That tension is what builds attraction, not endless reassurance. It's not about being cold. It's about letting her feel the contrast between your presence and your absence. It's about letting her experience the difference between the comfort of knowing you're there and the tension of not knowing when you'll return. And in that uncertainty, her emotions become hooked and her desire grows, quietly but powerfully. This is how a woman starts to invest emotionally, not because you forced her, but because your silence gave her the space to feel it on her own. Asterisk, most men never realize that the strongest pull isn't created by constant pursuit, but by calm restraint. Discipline is the trait that sets the few apart from the many. Any man can talk smooth, send sweet messages, and shower a woman with validation. But few men can hold their center when she tests him with silence, mood swings, or lukewarm effort. When she pulls back to see what you'll do, most men panic. They rush in to reassure her, to remind her that they're still there, that they care, that they're different from the rest. But every time you do that, you kill the very tension that could have made her crave you. Women don't fall for logic. They fall for emotional contrast, and contrast can't exist when you're always there, proving yourself. When you remain calm and unmoved while she tries to pull you into her chaos, you show her something rare, a man who is stable when she is testing, silent when she is dramatic, patient when she expects a reaction. This doesn't mean you ignore her out of spite or punishment. It means you trust your own value enough to let her come to you. You know that her attraction isn't built by your words but by her own thoughts. When you step back, she needs to wonder if she's losing you. She needs to feel the fear that another woman could easily step in and claim your time if she doesn't. Hold her spot with effort. This discipline is uncomfortable for most men because it feels counterintuitive. You think love is about convincing her, proving yourself, fighting for her attention. But real strength is the ability to not flinch when she withdraws. To be able to walk away if her energy becomes disrespectful. To protect your peace above all. Your calm silence in those moments does more than any speech could ever do. It tells her you don't bend for half effort. Shows her you can stay still when other men scramble. That stillness makes her rethink everything she thought she knew about you and about herself. This is how respect is born. Not through words, but through quiet power. Asterisk, a man who truly understands his value knows that his time, energy, and attention are sacred currencies that must be earned, not given away for free. Most men hand over these currencies to any woman who gives them a little attention, thinking that by being the nice guy and providing endless reassurance, she will love them more. What they fail to see is that what comes easy is taken for granted, and what is taken for granted loses value in her eyes. You must become a man who requires a woman to show consistent effort before she gains access to your energy. This doesn't mean you play games or act distant just to manipulate her emotions. It means you understand that your attention has worth, and only a woman who moves with truth, loyalty, consistency deserves to experience it fully. When a woman realizes that your presence is not guaranteed, you are not a man she can treat with indifference and still keep around, she will adjust her behavior if she truly values you. She will start to initiate conversations, plan to see you, and make real effort to keep your interest because she knows that your time is limited and your attention is rare. She will begin to understand that your presence is a privilege, and that privilege can be lost if she does not respect your standards. When you are willing to walk away from her lukewarm energy without explanation or drama, you teach her the cost of losing you, and that lesson is felt far deeper than any words you could ever say. She will begin to treat your attention like something valuable because it now has a price. She will step up, become more feminine, softer, more nurturing because she knows that it is her effort that allows her to keep you close. This is how you shift the dynamic in your favor. Not by demanding respect, but by showing her through your actions that respect is the only way to keep you. You are not withholding love out of punishment, but you are protecting your energy from being drained by someone who is not fully invested. And when she realizes that you are not afraid to remove your presence to protect your peace, she will begin to cherish it, guard it, and fight for it. Because earned love is the only love that lasts, and you are the man worth earning. Most men crumble under the silence, under the tension that comes when a woman pulls back, thinking that the best way to win her over is to flood her with attention and reassurance the moment she seems distant. But the man who becomes unforgettable is the one who understands that the most powerful move is often to do nothing, to lean further into the silence and let her feel what it's like when your presence is gone. You must understand that your absence is not emptiness, it is a mirror. That forces her to confront her feelings without distraction. It forces her to feel the void you leave behind, the calm confidence you brought, the way you made her feel safe and feminine without even trying. She will remember how you looked at her, how you spoke with certainty, how you didn't need her validation to stand in your power. And as the days pass without your energy constantly there to reassure her, she will begin to replay those moments, realizing they are irreplaceable. She will feel the contrast between you and every man who blows up her phone and tries too hard to win her over with desperate messages. She will notice that your absence carries more weight than their constant presence. And in that quiet, she will begin to crave the stability you bring. This is when the shift happens. She will start to question if she's losing you, if another woman is experiencing what she once took for granted, and that fear of loss will awaken her effort. She will begin to move differently, softer, more attentive, more careful with your energy, because now she understands it is not guaranteed. She will step back into your life, not just with words, but with changed actions. It's with consistency, with respect, because she now knows you are not a man who waits around for her to decide your worth. You are a man who moves forward with or without her, who continues to grow, who continues to pursue purpose, and that growth makes you more attractive each day. She realizes that having you in her life is a privilege, not a right. And if she wants to keep experiencing your energy, she must continue to earn it. This is how true loyalty is created, not by force, but by her choosing to invest deeply because she has felt the cost of losing you. And when she comes back, it is with intention, effort, and a willingness to match your standard. Because she now sees you not as a man she can replace, but as the man she cannot forget.